Have the Pittsburgh Steelers found their 1-2 punch at running back? Hello, Steeler Nation, and welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate with me, your host, Britsburgh Owen, speaking to you here in the UK. I am your voice from across the pond, your UK Steelers view. And guys, if you've just found the Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate, if you are a die-hard Pittsburgh Steelers fan, then come and join the channel that is run by fans for you, the fan. Well, we reflect back, don't we, on victories for the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Carolina Panthers, a 24-16 victory. I think a game that could have quite easily finished 24-3, 24-6. Had we not had that boneheaded mistake by Marcus Allen that seemed to fire up the Panthers. However, I don't want to talk about that idiot Marcus Allen, who should be cut, in my opinion. I want to talk about Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren. Yes, Najee and Jaylen, I thought, were absolutely superb today. Najee seems to be returning to full fitness. He seems to be getting healthy. He seems to be running angry. He seems to be wanting to run the rock. And he seems to want to pound the ball and pound his opponents into the ground. He certainly is running angry. And you look at some of the runs today where he cut left, for example, and really opened it up. And when he made contact with people, he was trying to throw them to the ground and run over them. Then you look at Jaylen Warren. You know, Jaylen Warren, again, today was like a little bowling ball, like a little wrecking ball. I love the way he runs, his technique, his style. I love the fact that he drops his shoulder, he drops his head, he keeps his legs pumping, and he falls forward all the time. Now, one of the biggest things, obviously, about Jaylen Warren for me is the heart, the passion, the fight this guy plays with. He may not have the talent of Najee Harris or the talent of a Derrick Henry, but he certainly has the heart of a lion and the spirit, a spirit second to none. He really is an embodiment of what it is to be a Pittsburgh Steeler, really, isn't he? You know, to be a Steeler, you've got to have heart, you've got to have fight, you've got to have spirit. And to me, he seems to embody all those characteristics you need to be a good Pittsburgh Steeler. You know, and as well as the fact that, this guy came as an undrafted free agent. He's someone who wasn't picked up in the draft. He's someone who's, in effect, is wanting to prove himself constantly to show everyone that he is worthy of a place in the NFL. Now, I talk about, on the title, don't I? I say Frankie and Rocky, and, you talk about Harris, and you talk about Rocky and Harris. You talk about Bettis and Parker. You talk about Le'Veon Bell and D'Angelo Williams. You talk about some of the great running back pairings the Steelers have had. And you know what? Given time, we could be talking about Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren in the same breath as some of those guys. Steelers have had some great running backs over the years in recent times, and in the 70s with Harris and Bell, Harris and Blyer. Sorry, not Bell, Harris and Blyer. But realistically, we could eventually be talking about these two, Najee Harris and obviously Jaylen Warren, in the same breath. Now, the Steelers have really, since the bye, really set about establishing their rushing attack, really sorting their rushing attack out. They've gone from averaging, around about 85, 86 yards a game to averaging well over 140 yards a game since the bye. They really have stepped it up. And if you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers rushing offense, it is a newfound confidence there, a newfound skill there that really is standing the Steelers in good stead as this season progresses. Add to that the fact the O-line seems to be doing better and seems to be blocking an awful lot better. What was really encouraging in this Carolina game on Sunday was the fact that the left-hand side of the line seemed to come out really well. Moore and Dotson seemed ready to maul their opponents and really show themselves up to be fantastic run blockers. You look at some of the statistics from the game on Sunday. Najee Harris, 24 carries, 86 yards, 3.6 yards per carry, 1 TD. Jaylen Warren, 11 carries, 38 yards, 3.5 yards a carry, 1 TD, his first NFL touchdown. Together they combined for 35 carries for 124 yards. 2 touchdowns. Phenomenal performance by Najee and Jaylen on Sunday against the Panthers. And my argument is that, given time to mature, given time to grow into this system, certainly, Matt Canada seems to be figuring out the running system, seems to be figuring out this offensive system. Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren could grow to be serious running back threats in this National Football League, a real 1-2 punch to be feared by the rest of the AFC North and the rest of the AFC, and indeed the rest of the NFL. I was really pleased on Sunday with the rushing attack. In fact, I've been really pleased with the rushing attack since the bye, since they've come back. Not only that, but having that rushing attack that works really does give the Steelers a chance to control the clock. And you've only got to look at their time in possession and how that's improved over the last few games. Well, Steeler Nation, let me know what you think in the comments below of Najee and Jalen and how they performed over recent weeks, and the fact that Steelers seem to have found a new 1-2 punch, a new Blyer and Harris, a new Bettis and Parker, a new Bell and D'Angelo Williams, or Bell and James Conner. We have now Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. Well, guys, that's it from me. Let me know in the comments what you think. Here we go, Steelers. Come on.